guys, it's AJ. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm happy to see you here. Thank you for supporting. So today's video is about 6 things that I experienced living with endometriosis. So in my past videos, and a few of them, especially the postpartum video, I spoke on some of the health issues that I had subsequent to my pregnancy and my C-section. So I'm still going to go into detail about that a little later. But one of the things that I experienced was chronic endometriosis. Now, they said I had it prior to this pregnancy, and that they just realized it was there upon doing the C-section, and that, if I have another baby ever, then I would have to warn the doctors about the endometriosis, because it was really hard for them to cut around and to, put me back together and what have you. So that was kind of like a shock to me, but it made sense in retrospect, because in my past, my monthlies have been extremely painful, especially like in my teens or early 20s. I used to have the biggest issue. Like, I would have to like call out of school or sometimes call off of work because excuse my hair, y'all. I'm chilling. Whatever, I'm chilling. But yeah, I would have to call out of school or call off of work just because I was in so much pain from cramps. And it's like, why am I going through this? Like, this is too much. I didn't ask for this. None of us women asked for this, but it's a blessing that I even have a menstrual, because that means I can have kids, I can bear children, and not everybody's blessed with that ability. So I'm grateful, but man, that is hurt. So the first thing, I just spoke on it: terrible cramps. That was literally one of the worst things about having this. Terrible cramps. Now, I will say, after having the C-section and going through my situation where, I was bleeding for 9 months, 10 months, 10 months. I was bleeding for 10 months straight on a daily basis. And it was a pretty moderate to heavy flow. So it wasn't just like spotting. No, I was flowing. Let's make that clear. So after all of that ended, my cramps got a lot better, to the point where sometimes I don't even know I'm coming on my cycle if I'm not paying attention to the dates. So I've been blessed with that. This has only been recently, in the past few months. So I don't know if it's going to stay like this or not. I pray that it does, though, because I've been through this pain for way too long, and I would like a break. So the terrible cramps, that was one thing. Also, heavy menstruation. Again, when I was bleeding every day for 10 months, it was still a moderate to heavy flow. And on my cycle, it's been heavy flows. I've always been like a 5-dayer heavy flows. It sucks. So I'm jealous of all you 3-dayers and, you light goers, because, man, that sounds amazing. Me, no. Heavy flow. It was to the point where I was asking the doctor, like, is this okay? And I've always suffered from, well, I'm not going to say always, but from my teenage to young adult years, actually, to right before I got pregnant, I always suffered from anemia. I have an iron deficiency, low hemoglobin. So that has always been an issue. Since I've had her, I don't believe I've had any iron issues. I had them do a hemoglobin check when I was bleeding every day, just to make sure, because I wanted to make sure I didn't need a blood transfusion or an iron infusion or anything of the like. So, but luckily, thank God, I did not need any of that stuff. And my hemoglobin seemed okay, and my iron levels were okay. So hopefully it stays like that. But that heavy menstruation sucks. It sucks balls. Let's just keep it real. So, and here's something that I don't enjoy as well. None of this I really enjoy. Let's put it. Endometriosis is not fun. It's not something that anybody really wants to go through. But you know, here we are in the situation. So, and you know, it gets way more severe than what I personally experienced, and I'm just blessed to experience it to this extent only, and not any further, because it really gets bad to where some people need hysterectomies and whatnot, and I never want to have such a huge procedure done. That's huge. The largest procedure I've ever had done is my C-section. Besides that, I've never had any surgeries, any major surgeries. So, yeah, any surgeries at all. So I am terrified, and I don't want to be put in that predicament. But random abdominal pain outside of my cycle. So this happens especially when I work out, and you know, I've been trying to get my abs back, my 6-pack back, well, my 4 to 6-pack back. But yes, I've been trying to get it back. But even before, like pre-pregnancy, when I would focus hard on my abs, like I would get this weird feeling in my stomach, and it'll feel like it flipped or something. Also, my uterus is tilted backwards, so that doesn't help. With the working out and focusing on abs, it gets uncomfortable sometimes, and maybe that was the position of my uterus at that point in time. But well, it's always facing backwards. But I don't know if that was causing disruption to the position, or if that was the endometriosis, or a combination of the two. So, but I definitely had major pains doing crunches especially. Oh my goodness. And I like doing crunches on a stability ball because I can go all the way back and then come forward. Oh, that is hurts. Like I could probably do maybe 3 sets of 10. That's about it. Like if I do any more, if I try and push myself too hard on the abs, like I really have to be careful and cautious when I work on my stomach. So that sucks. And I have random abdominal pain. It's like lower stomach to pelvis area, but mainly lower abdominal. And it really sucks because I you know, I want to get back in shape, and I really want to focus on my stomach because that's where I've gained the most concentrated weight. And I just, you know, I miss my pack. That was something I took pride in, like, period. And it just sucks because it could be any random day and I could just have lower stomach pains and I wouldn't realize why, but then it made sense because of the endometriosis when I was told about it. So, yeah, that sucks. Another thing that I go through, random nausea. So I never could figure out why this happened to me, and bloating as well. But the nausea, okay, so I could be living my best life, just having a grand old day, walking down the street, laying down, wouldn't have eaten for hours prior, and then out of nowhere, I would start feeling nauseous and I would throw up. It could be a dry heave, it could be bile, it could be my food from earlier, but I would just randomly throw up. And it still happens today, like to this day. Actually, it just happened to me 3 days ago. But it's like, okay, I don't understand why I'm doing this. Like, and it's not that I'm sick. When people, you know, see me run to the bathroom or, you know, I'm like, ugh, I don't feel good. I must be sick. And they're like, you got something? Like, what you got? You pregnant? You this? You that? You got the flu? No. No flu, no food poisoning, no pregnancy, no stomach flu, no nothing. Like, nothing. It's just endometriosis. It's nausea caused by it. And it just happens randomly sometimes. And it sucks. Especially after you just ate a good meal or something acidic, and then that stuff comes back up and it feels the worst. I hate being sick. I hate throwing up. It's the worst feeling ever. But I mean, what can you do about it? So random nausea sucks behind. And the last one is so birth, the giving birth thing, because I because I got a C-section, they advised me not to, well, they told me I could never have a vaginal birth afterwards. And one, that was heartbreaking for me because when I found out I was pregnant, I wanted a completely natural pregnancy. I wanted to get a doula. I didn't want a home birth, but Beaumont has the Natural Pregnancy Center, and like Beaumont Royal Oak, if you listen, if you're from Michigan and you want to have a natural birth, Beaumont Royal Oak, they have like king size beds. It's like presidential suites in there compared to, the regular delivery rooms. Like you have a TV up on the wall in the corner. You got your own safe that you can put all your valuables in. And it's just like you got a nice shower. I think it's a jacuzzi tub in there if I'm not mistaken. It's nice. It is nice. I've gone through there, like, because I was there for months, but I was like, shoot, y'all need to put me in here since I'm gonna be here suffering every day. Like, but they were like, no, you don't have a natural birth and you need to be hooked up to the NST machine so they can hear baby's heartbeat. But yeah, I wanted to do the full natural pregnancy, and I wanted to go up to Beaumont and have my natural pregnancy and natural birth, vaginal. And, I wanted to do the breastfeeding and skin to skin as soon as she was born. And, it's going to be one big, beautiful thing. And, obviously, I, have the epidural on standby because in case it gets too real for me, that's why they keep the delivery areas right next to each other. So they say a lot of them natural births turn into epidural real quick. But yeah, it was disheartening because, I've always wanted the natural birth and I wanted to go the natural birth route. But with the way they cut me up, bikini cut on the outside, classical vertical cut in the inside. So they said it would be hard for me in my my stomach and the way it's cut to actually give birth and do all that pushing and stuff. I may re-tear something as far as my stitches and fixings go. So that was disheartening. Plus, they have to be careful when they cut me open. And so it's like, which way do I go? Do I want to get potentially messed up? Because y'all got to be extra careful when you cut me open from endometriosis? Or do I want to like take my chances with a vaginal birth? Because I heard there's a lady referred me, I forgot what the term is. I think it's like C to vag, or I don't know, but you go from essentially, even though the doctors, insist that you do not do this, and I'm not recommending this to anybody, I'm just putting the information out there like I was told, but there are certain maybe doulas and people who specialize in that kind of field who will take you through the step-by-step process to have a vaginal birth after having a C-section, despite the doctor saying that, they don't advise it. So I was looking into that, but for what? Like, to figure out which option I want to go, I'm just going to go with the C-section because, one, I don't want to tear my insides up. I don't want any internal bleeding or anything of that nature going wrong. And, it's a lot of Black women get a lot of the short end of the stick in the hospitals when it comes to giving birth. So I don't want to put myself through a situation where I have internal bleeding and then somebody's not listening to me or taking care of me or taking me seriously when I voice my concerns about my health, and then something worse happens. Because ultimately the goal is a healthy child and a healthy mommy. So I want to be healthy. I want my baby to be healthy, and then we're happy from there. However I need to heal is however I need to heal, but I don't want to induce any other additional pain that's not necessary. So, but I will say it was very disheartening because I definitely saw myself doing a natural birth, doing a vaginal birth, doing skin to skin right after. And it's like everything that I wanted in a pregnancy and having a child did not happen. It did not happen. and it was very disheartening. I was heartbroken, and I still feel a type of way about having endometriosis and having the C-section, the classical cut, and still feels a type of way about the pregnancy experience, and it kind of scared me to death, damn near. So, you know, this is my story with endometriosis. Just a few things that I go through on a daily. If you have endometriosis, I pray for you, and I hope, you're taking the precautions to make sure that you're okay. That's another reason why I want to get my diet together and get healthier in life, because that will help this. It'll help me heal myself, and that's what the body is made to do, heal itself. So with the proper caretaking and whatnot, things of that nature. So I definitely, if you go through any of these, sound off below, because I sometimes I feel so alone in this journey, and it sucks. It sucks. And I just feel like, why am I going through this? Please tell me. So, if you're going through it, sound off below. If you know somebody going through it, let me know down in the comments. And, if you guys have any good tips that you want to share that have helped you get rid of some of this pain, again, sound off below. I want to know in these comments. And let me know if you go through some ailments that I haven't named. We can support each other. But besides that, thank you for watching my channel yet again. Please like this video, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, because I am uploading videos 5 days a week. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 days a week. So stay informed on my channel by hitting that notification bell. Leave your comment below, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Peace.